So now I put this bottle.
We do have the draft underway, so Cobra Commander's going to have to wait. Red team first pick, first ban, wasting no time. Their first ban of the game.
Yeah, they're gonna ban out Oriole, and they're gonna. Oh, sorry, it's gonna be red team ban.
They ban out Zagara. And then
I looked
nice,
at the red
nice.
team. I looked at the red team.
It's trolly, man. It's
So,
trolly.
they're on the blue. All right, so red team bans out Zagara. Nice bans out Ariel. Kerrigan picked up immediately by the red team.
Wasting no time. These are high priority heroes. We've seen them all day. I am surprised to see Johanna go this early.
Hmm.
That is a heavy prioritization, especially to be second pick. They're going to have to make things work because the second and third choices could be devastating on the side of red team after this.
If Nice goes for these first two picks, then it's very apparent to me that they said, hey, guys,
Hey,
how do you feel about wave clear? Huh? You like wave clear? I like wave clear. Let's get some wave clear. So they pick up Johanna. They pick up Sylvanas. So like this is just wave clear 101. Instead, it looks like they're going to go for Lunara. They're hovering two picks. So looks like it's going to be Lunara.
never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. I try to say it every time the Lunar gets picked up. Red team has a couple of heroes to select themselves. If Sylvanas would have gone, and I'm on the side of red team, I feel like I would go either ETC or Murden and then Zul. I don't think we've seen Zul at all today. He's been banned a few times. But Kerrigan combo into Bone Prison afterwards, you're hanging out. Like, you're just there.
Or Bone Prison into just Impaling Blades. Like,
Right.
they all like kind of lead up really nicely. Ooh, girl. Is that going to be a Lieutenant Morales? I feel like that's a really good pickup if you are the ones who already have Kerrigan.
Red team with the sriracha sauce. Spicy enough, locking in Lieutenant Morales. Will we see some medevac action?
Not sure.
Think so.
Probably. Unless they go for some really like auto attack focused back end of their team, maybe. But I think probably going to see the medevac. I think the medevac has a lot of uses. Mostly it's just keeping Lieutenant Morales alive.
Oh, I'm always a fan of seeing a Buick come out. You're going to see Falstad get hovered by Nice. They might not want to deal with Mighty Gus. They might not want to deal with the poke damage from the Magestad build. They do have two heroes to select coming out of this draft, or this phase of the draft. So I'm wondering if that's going to affect some of their selections. They go for Vala.
Wow. Vala as a ban. I don't know about that. It's an interesting ban. That was an Aventix pick on that Sky Temple map, but I don't think Vala is worth the ban right now. Or maybe I just need to do a little bit more calculations on a red team. Whoa. That ban.
Alarak, I would respect it. Alarak is a beast, man. He's on the fringe. He's unknown to a lot of. He hasn't really found his place in competitors. He came out this week, so a lot of teams are still experimenting with him. Vala is something of an experiment herself. She had undergone a pretty serious rework. Nice teams to think pretty highly of that. Sham, I just realized we haven't seen Butcher at all today.
We haven't.
What? Dude,
I'm
Butcher.
not sure.
Butcher is hitting like a real boy. In fact, you can say that personally because you and I had a PTR game where you wrecked my face with Butcher, and I'm still getting over that.
I was about to say I've moved past that point, but I forgot that probably left some seriously devastating memories in your head.
Dude, you
Anytime
whispered
you
me
poked
before
your head
that.
out, I was just charging in as Butcher. You're right. We haven't seen Butcher much. I think teams are still probably like kind of negotiating around where they want to put Butcher in their compositions. Because he's still a really difficult hero to use. He has to be in the perfect composition. And maybe Red Team is setting that up right now.
I think Butcher still has a place in either one of these compositions. It would be more of a risk for Red Team, I feel. Kerrigan and Butcher both means you are banking heavily on their ability to be a presence and win out these team fights. But Morales and Butcher are two, they synergize really well. This is a map where I feel like Butcher could really do some work. It's easy to rotate. You can build up those stacks relatively quickly. I'm surprised he's being slept on so far.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's just always been that hero that you have to put a real lot into it. And with Falstad, oh my god, if it was Falstad Butcher, we'd get some tetherball action going on.
Dude.
What's mine saying? Sweet.
Watch my face in 2 minutes on the stream, because when you
rip the dream.
How to dash a caster's dreams 101. Hover Falstad. Take
Tease
Arthas.
Butcher and Falstad, and then pick Arthas.
Feels bad.
Ooh, I would really like this though if they went for Greymane here. Heavy melee composition, obviously, but I feel like it could really work against Nice.
If this Greymane gets locked in and I'm Nice, I'm going Tychus 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I think
yeah.
Like, already, I think even without Greymane, I might be going Tychus 100% here. They do lock him in though.
So this is a Tychus map, but they can't.
Oh wait, that's right. What am I? Crazy.
I was like, yeah, Tychus sounds great. A+.
Rip.
Hold on here. We need a support. Yeah, they need a support here. Okay, so Rhaegar is most certainly the best pickup here, I think. Yeah. I think Rhaegar probably fits this best. Orc boys.
Orc boys represent. Ooh.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Okay. All right.
I mean, they're out of time.
Changing it up a bit, and they go for Karazim.
They're locking in the Karazim pick, interestingly enough.
Interesting. That seems risky.
I feel like he's contractually obligated to go Divine Palm. Anything else would be uncivilized. Because that's some single target burst damage for your face on the side of red team.
So here's my qualms with this is that red team, uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Right. I did count that correctly. 4 melee heroes. And now you have to put your Karazim in their face in order to get as many heals as you want to get the trait.
I don't know, man. I mean, on the one hand, Karazim stands to get a lot of healing if he goes Transcendence at 1. He's got a lot of melee targets to hit. But at the same time, he's got a lot of melee targets to do. Like, he gets caught in there. Stormbolt, Root, he's not dashing anywhere. He's waiting to respawn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna have to go. He's going 7-sided. There's no. I want Divine. No, I want 7-sided. Because that's his cleanse. That does damage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. And Kyle Fortuna, by the way, hello. And Zixi said that I wrecked his face with Butcher earlier this week. It was good, man.
Hey.
How's it going?
How's it going? Remember that Butcher?
I like Butcher.
I think at this point, Karazim's gonna have to go cleanse and 7-sided because they have a double tank, and 7-sided will punish that pretty harshly. But the thing that I always bothers me about 7-sided strike is you're not healing in that time.
Very true. I mean, it's a tough spot because whether it's 7-sided strike or Divine Palm, if Karazim puts that on himself, he's rooting himself in place. So it's just like, all right, well, when you come out of this, you better hope you can dash because if not, I'm on your face. Like, you're going home.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think has the stronger draft, though?
Team Red. Red team. That's what they're called.
I would agree.
I really like the 4 melee hero with Morales in the back line. Arthas is so nice for being able to peel away for Morales. And when you have Greymane, Kerrigan, Muradin, like you just like the Kerrigan and the Muradin are now able to enable the Greymane to just melt faces. And so they have great peel, they have great engage, and they have, as long as they position correctly. But that's going to be the crux, is can they position correctly?
Remains to be seen. There's a lot of synergy to be had between Arthas and Kerrigan for sure, but we're about to find out. This is game 1, best of 3, loser goes home. On the left side, you have red team in blue. I'm Trigger. Zugrug is on Muradin. Haoon's on Kerrigan. Rich Hero's playing Greymane. Kawaii Rice on Arthas. And Imfu playing Morales.
And over here on team, nice. Elza Gamer on Lunara, Elohim on the Karazim. Psykook on Li Ming, of course. Astabroth on Johanna, of course. And Legend rounding it out on Thrall in the bottom lane.
All 5 members of red team flying V formation towards mid to kill the Wisp. Everyone, I guess they're still trying to pull this body block strategy to have the lane in their favor. You don't see this every day.
You really don't. It mitigates the fact that you have to push into the middle of the lane, but then you also kind of counteract that when you throw arcane orbs just into the creep wave. But it helps out with, just in general, I mean, when you see a Kerrigan, Arthas, etc., you don't want to push into the middle of the lane, because that's just asking to die.
At your own peril is how I would describe that. 4-man unit on both teams, relatively tight. You're going to see Zugrug potentially trying to disrupt the rotation, but Psykook is really fishing with these magic missiles, and it's working out for him.
Astabroth pops the Iron Skin, Elohim trying to get a little bit of healing in, but Astabroth getting completely body blocked. Red team doing really well on that end, but Zugrug taking too much, has to back on out of here.
Both of these teams showing they are more than fine with some early game aggression. Imfu has a lot of mana for this next engagement. Iron Skin goes out on Johanna. Astabroth starting to back away. Throws out the blind. Zugrug has to jump out. No deaths so far.
This is looking pretty good here for Red Team. I think they have a really good dominance in terms of these rotations. They haven't really gotten a takedown yet, and Zugrug's a little bit low. But I have more faith in their rotations right now than I do in the rotations coming out here from Nice.
Kawaii Rice baits out Legend long enough to keep him downstairs while Haoon rotates down. And that's the first kill. The Arthas Thrall 1v1 matchup has been really interesting. I've seen over the past couple of days. I think it's a very player skill based thing. Mm-hmm. If Arthas can, was that the B-step on Ellie?
It was.
the young B-step though.
The young B-step.
But yeah, I'm curious to see how Arthas Thrall plays out. There's a lot of interplay there between their abilities.
Zugrug going for a little bit of an engagement here, and yeah, you're completely right. Actually, I think you and I casted one match where it was like a Dragonshire game, where Arthas versus Thrall, Arthas just bodied Thrall.
Mm-hmm. And in draft, we were like, man, Arthas is gonna get racked in the top lane, and it was like he was just all over the place. It was crazy. So I'm curious to see how that plays out.
As am I. They seem to be pretty paired right now, and already they're able to bait out that Kerrigan gank before from Haoon, and again Haoon waiting in the wings. Again, I really like Team Red's rotational patterns right now. Elohim trying to go for the turn in, not going to happen. That's Zugrug gonna knock that out. But again, it's just with the possibility of the engage from Kerrigan, their rotations are the scariest part here.
Yeah, the early game is definitely in the favor of Red Team. Both teams have 14 gems turned in, 24 and 25 respectively in their pockets. Experience about even. Tight game so far.
Very close, even in gems, they're almost exact.
Mm-hmm.
Astabroth taking a lot of damage, trying to disengage, not going to... Ooh, I was curious if he was going to go back in or not. And it looks like they're just going to keep kind of poking. And that's the great thing about having Morales. You have like that ability to just like sustain for a really long time because she just heals so much.
Yeah, and thus far, Imfu has been able to position themselves really well. No one's really been able to jump on the medic. So he's just kind of hanging out there, patching people up. It's like, rub some dirt on it, son, get back in there.
That's and that's where I think we're seeing some really good engagements coming out from Team Red, but they're not always getting. Oh, hold on. As I'm saying that, we're actually seeing LG getting melted, but actually survive long enough to get on that.
Gilnan Cocktail not enough to secure the kill. LZ Gamer bold enough to step back out here after that kind of engagement with the poke that was put on Red Team. I can understand that. 40 gems are turned in for Nice. 14 almost for Rich Hero. Psychoop is trying to interrupt that. Action's not over yet.
Looks like they went for a gank onto Legend, but was unsuccessful. Legend has it. Wire Rice tried to put the turn in, and that's going really nice thing about Thrall on this map. Well, that's not the nice thing about Thrall, though. We'll get pulled into an Impaling Blades, and then a Frozen Tempest, or Howling Blast right afterwards, to lock that down and get that kickdown. Thrall's really easily just able to kind of poke at that at the turn in, and that's what's really great about having Thrall in that bottom. Not only does he have that lane dominance, but he can also control the objective very easily, just like Cigar.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. Like, if that Kerrigan combo lands, Legend's gone. That Kerrigan combo hit, Root followed up, Thrall shows up at his base about 10 seconds later. First set of Web Weavers, though.
It's
showing up a Red Team.
What happened?
What happened?
So they will be able to get the first Web Weavers of the game. Level 7 been grabbed by both these teams. We're seeing the Cocktail build come out there from the Greymane, of course. Works really well on a map like this, just because you're able to kind of poke the enemy behind their gate, or behind your gate, able to poke down the well. And we can see some really good dominance pretty much all over the map. You see a big push from the mid lane, and I really like that because you can really pretty much rely on Arthas to just handle Thrall down from the bottom. Because Thrall can't really poke out, does just punish really heavily. So, depending on where is it, it's going to be.
Started breaking up at the end there for me in the mid lane, though. The Web Weaver is going to get taken out. One thing to point out, level 7, Lunar was able to pick up Nature's Color. That is a huge reason why these Web Weavers have already been melted down. Should the advantage ever slant in Nice's favor, there could be huge implications there.
Ooh, is this going to be the engagement before level 10? No, does not look like Nice wants to engage at this point. And that's fine. You know, we saw those type of engagements before where, like, oh, we have to engage right before they hit their next talent tier, and it didn't go so well. We saw that with Naventic and Astral Authority, so...
Sometimes it just pays to keep your cool. 7 gems are all that's needed to get the first set of Web Weavers for Nice. But being down in full level and their heroics, I actually think it would be better off for them to just not bother turning in, because the Web Weavers get next to no value. But this is going to pave the way for Red Team to turn in theirs.
Yeah, and they're already really close to getting another turn in already. Like, they're at 20 of 24, and they have about 44 already. They just need a couple of waves, and they can get another turn in themselves. And they have plenty of time before Nice is going to hit level 10. So they just have complete control of this map right now.
Yeah, I mean, the early game aggression, they've been able to get a lot of value out of these rotations from Kerrigan. We're seeing the effects of that. Red Web Weavers are going to get picked up by Nice. They're not too far away from their heroics, so if they commit to soaking lanes, they should be able to pick that up by the time the Web Weavers show up, and then they can look to make a stand.
I believe they just let that turn in, though. That was a really nice sneaky maneuver there by Elohim to kind of like go in through the shroud and everything, but when you're level 10, you should have just been able to kind of keep complete control over the objective. Kind of surprised that they actually let that go through. But a very good point here for Nice. They are now able to be on even levels, on even tiers, and they're able to push with Web Weavers.
Yeah, they're highly prioritizing mid. Kerrigan combo goes down. No big engagement there. You're going to see one of the towers go down, the other. Condemn from Joanna. Going to lock in Zugrug for a moment. Elhaim dashes back. Imfu has plenty of mana to patch his teammates up. But the Web Weaver's already done in the top and bottom.
Yeah, and this is a really weird call for them to go for the 5-person stack here. I think they could have gotten a little bit more use out of just kind of splitting up because they're already behind in experience. I'm not sure if they wanted to like push the issue and hopefully get a fort, and it just didn't work out. But, ooh, speaking of that, we're actually having a little bit of engagement here. We actually see a huge amount of damage go down on a Kerrigan. Very far forward and really clutch play coming out of the gamer. Looks like they're now going to go with Wire Rice getting body blocked pretty heavily. We see them down last second, not able to capitalize on that. Is
two nice takedowns on the side of nice. Pun intended. Not bad at all. It's got to feel bad when that leaping strike hits you twice and you're just like, I'm gone. There's just too much burst to deal with. But we're going to have another set of Web Weavers. So this is a big momentum swing. Nice is, they've been in it. They haven't exactly been behind all game, but they're really starting to apply pressure and assert themselves here. I like it.
So interestingly enough, something I do want to point out is that we see Psykook actually not going for his, pretty much like he always goes for Calamity build. This time he's going for Triumvirate and Seeker, so he's going straight on into Mirror Ball build. A very interesting choice. I always like it on a map like this because you get to just sit behind the Web Weavers and kind of wail away. But generally Psykook, we see that Calamity build come out from him, so I kind of find that a little bit curious.
I imagine we'll see him on the flank throwing those orbs over the walls. Remains to be seen. Value to be had out of the mule pickup at 7 for Morales. I guess they didn't feel they needed cleanse or something. But starting to patch that middle fort up. Web Weaver walks in there. They should still be able to save this. Prioritization goes to the bot lane. They net the first fort of the game.
Yeah, this is throwing them just a little bit closer to level 13, but at the same time, both these teams are pretty even here. And oh my god, look at that, just needs like a tap. Just a little tap, 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 and that thing is down. Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. As it forced the rest of Red Team to kind of run down and clean up the bottom lane. That was a really nice opening that they took advantage there in order to get that second fort.
Was that a Happy Gilmore reference? The tap, 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 tap.
Tap, tap, tap.
I can dig it. Both teams have level 13. This could get interesting. Zugrug has 44 gems. Daddy Warbucks gets poked by the magic missiles. Kawaii Rice gets patched up. Zugrug likely the next target of healing. Orb just misses from Psykook. Whoops.
That's what's really nice about Triumvirate on this map as well, is because it allows you to just constantly get that cooldown reduction. You can poke at that turn-in constantly.
Another thing to point out, at 13, Psykook did go for glass cannon, so when those orbs hit you, you're gonna notice.
If they hit.
They
just watched one just go and despawn. Meanwhile, Astaroth, again in the middle of the enemy team, but oh my god, that damage.
Sundering goes in, splitting out Zugrug. 7-sided strike, not enough to get the kill, but the doggy goes home. Kawaii Rice is the target next. Arthas gets frozen in place and blown away.
That's going to be the rest of the entire map, going straight on over here to Nice. They have the ability to just kind of pretty much own whatever they want. What do they decide to do with that? Of course, they go for the boss. It's going to allow them to do a lot of things outside.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely in the driver's seat. They're not exactly close to getting another turn in, but this is going to come at a cost. They pick up the boss, but Zugrug is able to casually stroll down to the bottom part of the map, get the next set of Web Weavers for free.
They're sitting in a really good spot here, and we saw this before, I believe, on the Neventic map, where mitigated the entire boss push by picking up your own Web Weavers. If they can hit level 15 soon, outside of this, by getting some work done, then maybe we can see them pair up, but well, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I feel like the early game was definitely in the favor of Red Team. They were able to get those kills. Arthas and Kerrigan were menaces. They were rotating around. But after these heroics got picked up, Leaping Strike has been an X factor. That double burst damage has been a lot for Lieutenant Morales to deal with. And we're starting to see them run away with this. 4 takedowns to 2. And they got and Red Team got no value out of these Web Weavers pretty much.
Yeah. I thought they were going to be able to get a lot more. I thought they were just going to hand the boss over to the Web Weaver in the top lane with the fort and just kind of let that go and split push. But it seems like their call was to try and kill the boss as soon as possible. I think they were a little bit afraid of what the boss could have done there. And because of that, they actually didn't have the ability to get all the soak I was hoping they were going to.
Wondering if that's going to end up costing them in the end. 49-53 and climbing it in the pockets of red team. Zugrug is able to turn in his 20. Ion's looking to do the same with his 21. Level 16 will be around the corner. You can believe Nice will be looking for a team fight after that.
Mm-hmm. And this is a really difficult period here because Nice is getting closer and closer. Oh, but as we're talking about, that LZ Gamer barely gets out of there by using the leaping strike. That's why it's such a great heroic in a lot of ways, because you are able to disengage so incredibly easy. But anyway, saying was with level 16 being in their favor and 6 gems now away, they could get the turn in using the advantage of the map because of that talent.
Yeah, if you're on the side of red team, you got to be a little passive until you're on even talent tiers. You don't want to throw this game. You lose this set, you're out of the whole tournament. So you're going to see a lot more cautious actions. But as I say that, Arthas gets found alone in the bot lane and picked up at no cost to Nice. Or
really?
Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice trade. Arthas for Thrall. Both teams now level 16. It's getting really close because both these teams, I think, are just on the cusp of being able to get another Web Weavers. Zugrug jumping into the backline, doing a lot of damage, but took a lot of damage as well from Elohim. Daikoop trying to land those mirror balls. Not sure if it's going to happen, though. Meanwhile, LZ Gamer taking a lot of hits. Rich Hero has to go, is going in. I thought he was going to go, he's going to back out for a couple seconds, but he didn't. Daikoop gets the resets. Are they going to go for the double kill? No, looks like they're just going to disengage for now.
I mean, Daikoop had to be just like on the edge of his seat that whole team fight. He was like, give me a cooldown reset, please. Just get one kill. I will get another one, I promise. Another thing that's really interesting, LZ Gamer has been downright squirrely on Lunara. So many times he's gotten away with no health thanks to a well-timed leaping strike, or he's just able to back away. I'm wondering if that's frustrating red team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in general, that was why I was kind of curious about that Greymane jumping in. I was like, ooh, is he going to be able to get Lunar? Oh, no, he's not. Like, every single time, Lunar is getting so incredibly close to death, and Greymane looks like he's going in for the throat. Doesn't always hit, though. Hasn't hit yet, actually, I don't think.
It hasn't been able to connect the net a kill. It's been 7 takedowns to 3. Another set of Web Weavers for Nice, who are really looking to establish themselves. Again, Lunar did go for Nature's Culling, so there's going to be a lot more siege damage. That well's getting melted by Li Ming's siege pressure as well. Red team finds their backs against the ropes right now.
Yeah, this is a really difficult spot, especially because, you know, this is what I was talking about with Psychic's build, just able to wail away using the Mirror Ball, using Seeker, and those Arcane Orbs. It's just so much damage. Zugrug getting completely chunked and eliminated. There's a 7-sided strike onto Arthas, gonna eliminate him as well. And that's both their tanks gone.
Daikoop, I saw that, man. I'm pretty sure he just wave of forced Arthas into the 7-sided strike. That was dirty.
That's pretty awesome. And this is them just walking around, picking up all these keeps. This actually might be game. It looks like because they have got this another set of Web Weavers coming in right behind them, but they're going to go straight for the core. And with Daikoop just able to wail away again with these arcane missiles. So much damage. Heyoon trying to go in, trying to ward them away. Not going to happen. Rich Hero going to go down as well. Mfu, the middle of the enemy team. Not going to be too effective. And that's going to be the core going down. That's nice, grabbing game number 1.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that one got out of hand. It was the definition of even through heroics, through even level 13. But Nice were like, alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and win now. Hope you do not mind. Thanks.
That was...
I mean, impressive technical ability. I would credit Mfu, who only managed to die once. He did go for medevac dropship. Never got a chance to really use that, unfortunately. I again also would commend Daikoop. That wave of force in a 7-sided strike, man. Compliments to the chef on that one. That was
Yeah,
spicy.
that was some really good play from them, and I feel so bad because I want to blame a lot of Nice getting into that game and being able to win. Um, on that one moment when Red Team just let Nice get that turn in at level 10, like that
Mm.
allowed for so much to be done. And I think that was like one of the biggest missteps that could have potentially made this game a little bit more even.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. The other thing that was kind of surprising to me, you know, ETC and Karen got those kills early, right?
Mhm.
But it just never really felt like towards the mid late game that the ETC or the Murden Arthas pairing was really doing much for them.
Yeah.
One would think that that's a meaty front line to try to deal with, try to burn through, but they did not stick around too long once the focus fire was put on them.
Yeah. You're right. And that's, I mean, like that right before that first keep fell, that was just the two tanks just dropping.
I mean, they were looking paper thin out there, man. It was tough. I whispered LZ Gamer. I said I saw that wave of force in the 7-sided strike, sir. Don't think I didn't see that. And he said, haha, yeah, colon capital D. I saw it. Colon capital D. Because I was like, what moved him to the right like that? And I was like, oh.
Into the Sundering as well, too. It was just like,
Yeah.
it was like the intersection of three heroics just melting.
Yeah, that was tough. I like seeing that kind of play. That's high level technical ability. You and I are in the. I'm in the. Are you in here? All right, let me invite you.
Hey.
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 Red team is on the left again. I don't need to update anything there. Nice production value. Let me put a nice little 1 next to Nice's name.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, we got a
Draft
draft
links.
link. Yup. Oh, we are on.
I love these guys,
Going.
man.
Cursed Hollow. Now, this is the first time we're what? This is the first time we're casting this map today.
This afternoon, yeah, it's crazy, man. We haven't seen Infernal Shrines either. We also haven't seen Brax's Holdout. That one's in there. It's up for play. I guess these teams are just like, it's a little too snowbally.
I was about to say, if I were to understand the current atmosphere around Brax's Holdout, it's not well enjoyed by the pro scene right now.
I know it wasn't enjoyed by Denial during those show matches.
Speaking of which, I believe Denial just backed out of the tournament.
I saw some of this stuff in the chat about that. I'm going to go look over on the Twitters.
The Twitters?
The
Twitter sphere? I believe I was just reading briefly about it. I believe that King Caffeine was saying that somebody wanted, or like somebody didn't want to play anymore or something like that, or couldn't play anymore. So I think they just had to back out. Yeah. That's
unfortunate. JL said, I need to go to the same gym as Lauren. I actually don't go to the gym. I do work out a little bit, though. I'm not going to lie.
I just climb rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I just smash boulders and stuff. It's cool. It's chill.
I climb boulders, you smash them.
That's it.
Please don't smash the boulders that I'm climbing on. That would be awkward.
I'll wait until after. Is that cool?
That sounds good.
But no, in truth, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups a day. That'll get you there. Fun fact. Cursed Hollow. Nice. First band, first pick. They don't feel like dealing with Zagara.
Wasn't it run 10 miles, 100 push-ups, and 100 crunches? What was One Punch Man's workout regimen?
Am I One Punch Man?
I think you're One Punch Man.
I think I'm One Punch Man. No, you know who's One Punch Man? Sergeant Hopper in Stranger Things. Have you seen that on Netflix?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's funny.
He just punches.
It's good. Him. No one takes more than one punch from Sergeant Hopper. That whole series. They're asleep. It's insane. But anyway, we're Bloodlust.
We're cast Bloodlust.
Falstad the first band, so no cigar. No cigar. Gray man getting over there.
Kind of curious to see not a Zagara ban. on Cursed Hollow. You
On
pick up
this
something,
map.
yeah, on this map, yeah. Think about just how much potential she provides a team and the flexibility of what she can do when you pick
Mm,
up something like Nidus, when you pick up something like really Nidus or Maul, or just in general, just like letting her kind of push one of those lanes on the side.
mm.
It's really strong, really, really strong. So Nice gonna pick up Ariel immediately, and Red Team looks like they want to respond with Lunara.
I mean, we've seen it all afternoon. When Ariel gets first picked, the other team is almost obligated to either take Brightwing or Lunar. I think this is a situation where actually both of them could have a tremendous amount of value. Brightwing's global ability is huge on this map, especially now that mounts move at a slower speed. Rotations are that much slower. It's pretty neat.
It's really I'm still yet to calculate or notice anybody else doing calculations because I'm lazy of how much that's going to affect experience soak and how strategies are going to be ultimately rewrote
Mm.
in order to figure out, should I stay here? Should I move? Now whenever you move, it's a dedication.
I mean, I've seen some games where it's literally more beneficial for someone in the bot lane to just stay there if the tribute's in the top. Because by the time they get there, it's like that gift from Community where Troy opens the door and everything's on fire and he's just like holding the pizza like, wait, what?
What happened? Yeah, no, you're completely right. And that's the scary part. That's where globals are going to be so much more important. That's why you
Mm.
see something like a Falstad ban.
I'm wondering if Brightwing's going to make it past the second ban phase. Murden and Vala are the pickups. Not too shabby. And I saw Neert in the chat said he likes my Marty poster. There's a reason why I named my chair league team the 85 DeLoreans, man. Context clues. Tassadar getting eyed by red team. Could they do it? They do.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Tassadar ban is the weird one, I guess because of the Vala.
Yeah, like I'm not really. I'm surprised by that.
Hmm.
I mean, what does Red Team have up their sleeves that they're like, I don't want to deal with Tassadar?
Yeah.
Or what do they think Nice has up their sleeve that we're like, we don't want to give you Tassadar?
I
Interesting.
think it's honestly all about that Vala. I mean, maybe they're afraid. Excuse me. Maybe they're afraid of the auto attack build Vala. We didn't see it when Naventic ran Vala earlier today,
Mm.
but maybe that's how Nice runs their Vala. I'm not exactly sure exactly why that Tassadar gets banned out. I'd love to hear their thoughts on the matter later on. Red team though now up for their picks. Oh, Brightwing coming on in there.
They would be well served. It would offer them a lot of options. This is a map where you could definitely see some value had out of that new bribe talent that Brightwing has. You get tributes at the bottom part of the map, right?
Hmm.
Red team's on the left, so they go ahead and get their siege camp with the bribe for free and teleport over. Tremendous amount of value to be had. Brightwing Thrall looks to be the next two pairs though, or the next pair.
Well, so this is going to lead to solo support Brightwing now, which if Nice goes for one more support, which they probably will because they have an Oriole, they can out-sustain really hard. Red team does have a lot of burst, a lot of damage, but if Nice can just sustain that damage at the very beginning, and something like, Aegis helps out so much on that, I think then Nice is going to have the better draft.
They are looking to eye double support in Sham 2. I was going to say this would have been a good situation. I'm not going to say it. Sorry would be triggered. I just think they had some options on the table. I'll put that out there. ETC is getting hovered. We saw this combination do work for Astro Authority earlier today. Do they go for that?
So, I mean, you're thinking, is it, but,
They can't do it now.
could it be a second Lily? Oh, it's the Karazim.
Inception. It wasn't me that said Lily this time.
I know, I wanted to say it for you, just so you didn't get yelled at. It's what friends do. So, Karazim coming in here, I really like. gives them a little bit more of that forward presence, and especially if they pick up this Kerrigan as well.
Mm.
I think they have a really solid team. And this is why I am a little bit afraid of what Red Team has to offer with solo support Brightwing. They have to pick they can't pick up Muradin, so yeah, it's gonna have to be an ETC.
Yeah. I mean, with Joanna banned, Muradin already picked up. As far as control tanks go, ETC is the guy. I mean, not that. Oh, we haven't seen Tyrell at all today.
We haven't.
Is this the time where he shows up?
This would be a really good counter.
It would. In general, I'm always concerned when a team takes a solo warrior that does not have a stun in their base kit.
That is true. However, they've got Brightwing's Polymorph, they've got Li Ming's Wave of Force, they've got Thrall, who's got Sundering. But Tyrael now is a giant monkey wrench into the cogs of the Kerrigan Muradin instigation in the beginning of those team fights. Like, Kerrigan jumps in, pops Maelstrom. Maelstrom needs damage in order to get the assimilation shields. Tyrael pops Sanctification. Kerrigan's like, that isn't the best.
Always
as long
fun
as Tyrael
casting
follows
with me.
Kerrigan, I think it's going to be okay.
I like the monkey wrench reference. That puts a smile on my face. Thanks, Shanty.
No problem, buddy.
I mean, it could work. We've seen Tyrael by himself as a warrior really see a big rise in the North American scene. He's kind of fallen off a little bit after PAX West, but he hasn't undergone any changes, so his viability is the same. A well-timed Sanctification could win them team fights. Like you said, they do have other stun options, Polymorph, Sundering potentially. Wave of Force offers a measure of peel and disruption. It's not a full-on stun. It's really going to come down to, can they time Sanctifications and their counter engagement against when Kerrigan jumps in, I feel.
Right. And that's a really difficult task because Kerrigan can jump in with Ravage, and you might immediately be like, she's going to go for the combo. Boom, Sanctification. And Kerrigan's like, I wasn't going to do it.
Gotcha.
Yep. It's really difficult to figure out if Kerrigan's going to be baiting you or if you're going to be too slow on the uptake. It's going to be a difficult challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to think of who overall came away with this draft. From a pure conceptual standpoint, I like Nice's draft better. I think they have more versatility. They have a strong engaging Kerrigan. They have a rock-solid tank in Muradin, especially once he gets level 13 with double support. He should be nigh unkillable. And that should buy time for Vala to get some work done.
Yeah.
I think they have the safer composition, but if Red Team can play their composition as well as I believe they're capable of, then they could have the edge.
Yeah, I mean, I think Red Team's team fights aren't that bad. I think they just made a couple of meta and strategy mistakes last game.
Right.
And because of that, they really kind of paid the price. But I feel like they could potentially take this next game if they played perfectly in the team fights. But we'll find out.
I mean, above and beyond team fighting and technical ability, Cursed Hollow is one of those maps where a good shot caller or a good strategist can win the game outright anyway. But we'll see. This is game 2, playoff or Bloodlust lives on the line for a Red Team. They are on the left in blue, triggering me. Tyrael's on Zugrug, Hyun's on Li Ming, Kawaii Rice playing Lunar, Rich Heroes on Thrall, and Imfu wants to be friends on Bright.
This one over here on the right-hand side, sighing about apparently the mount choice. It is going to be none other than Team Nice. We have Psykook on the Kerrigan. We have Elohim on Ariel, LZ Gamer on Karazim, Legend on Vala Asabroth playing Muradin.
Not too shabby. I gotta get a look at this.
Oh,
Rip.
He doesn't have the pleb horse, but he's got the pleb beast.
Feels bad, man. All right, got a 1-1-3 setup for Red Team. Hayum going fishing with the magic missiles, not finding anything too dicey. Good amount of pressure already applied to this tower. Legend rotates down as well. Gets a little bit of poke action on Kawaii Rice. Brightwing can patch him up.
LT Gamer versus Rich Hero. Thrall versus Karazim. Karazim went for Iron Fist as well. Every third attack does 125% bonus damage.
Interestingly enough, I mean, you can get away with that with double support. In some instances, I feel like that can be a trap sometimes, especially in a 1v1 situation against a hero like Thrall. Sometimes it works out to have Transcendence for the added sustain over the damage. I'm wondering if that's going to play out.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too. That's why I wanted to make note of that, because I don't remember really ever paying attention to that talent choice and a 1v1 versus Thrall. So I'll see. We'll have to watch how that's going to be played by LZ as well as by Rich Hero.
Rich Hero's been absolutely baited forward, feeling cheeky enough thanks to this talent 1 pickup, and pays for it with his face. First takedown of the game.
And that was a really interesting engagement there by Saikuk, because if you notice, he didn't use the grasp or blades at all. He just waited and waited and waited, because he was waiting to see when Thrall was going to walk into a predictable pattern. But because Thrall was waiting for that as well, Thrall kept trying to like dodge and juke, and that just gave him enough time to really kind of just take him down.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mark of a good and patient player. If you jump in there and throw your combo out too early, you're just kind of like this right-click auto-attack thing there. So to hold that up, it's kind of like holding a mosh pit. It's like just the threat of it almost has more of an impact than the combo itself. Got him the first kill, but there was some value to be had in his bot lane by red team. They got this whole bottom wall.
Yeah, the entire bottom wall is completely eliminated. That's probably just due to Hayun and Kawaii Rice just sitting there being able to wail away. And really all they have to answer is Elohim and Legend to try and like hold off the threat of those 3 massive damage heroes.
And when you can get a kill like that on Tyrael, you got to feel pretty good. But that explosion, they got to watch out for that. That was half of Saikuk's health points. Tribute is in the bottom part of the map, but with Tyrael down, I don't know. Elohim and Legend are poked down pretty good.
They are. And so this is going to be a really difficult hold, but Tyrael's down for now. They have a little bit of a window here. They go for the block. They go for the giant grasp with the blades. Hayun gets eliminated. And that's going to be the first tribute of the game going on over here to Team Nice, who's already up 1-0. So this is a really scary point here for Red Team. They have to make sure that they don't lose this game so they stay in Bloodlust.
It's important. I was really impressed with that play from Nice. They timed Astaroth particularly. He timed his dwarf toss in there right at the moment that Li Ming was going to try to poke. So he minimized the orb damage, threw the Stormboard down, and collapsed on them as they felt they would be able to poke safely. And that's why they got the first tribute and a couple of kills.
I also really like this from Saikuk. He just grabbed the Giants for the bottom lane. Given that we just saw the very bottom tribute was the first spawn point, we know that that's not going to be the second tribute point. There's the possibility that it goes to the top lane, in which case these Giants could do a lot of work, or delay somebody from getting to that tribute. It might have been a little bit too close.
It could definitely play in their favor. I'm looking at the talents. Pixie Charm was picked up by Brightwing, so she does have bribe available to her. Tribute, unfortunately for Nice, will be in the bottom right corner of the map. Q build and follow through for Thrall, pretty standard stuff all around. Nature's Culling, Seeker, Triumvirate, Power Hungry, Reciprocate. Interesting.
Reciprocate's actually a pretty nice talent. It allows you to just kind of just do a little bit more damage, kind of be able to like sit in the middle of the enemy team and just do a good amount of AoE damage. 224 damage to everybody around you. On the low cooldown that is Righteousness is pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some value to be had out of it in this situation. The chase is on. You're going to see Rich Hero get caught out, blown up yet again. Orb goes across. Zugrug out front, able to back away. Tribute is picked up by Nice, though, so they're starting to play this map better.
Yeah, they're playing this map a lot, just with a lot of confidence. I mean, they're being aggressive. They're taking out Thrall constantly. And as soon as there's a rotation for those tributes, they're there. They're doing it, and they do it really well. This is really difficult here for Red Team if they don't have the poking potential as they thought, right? Like, when you have Lunara and you have Li Ming, you need to have that poke. Especially because we see Triumvirate and Seeker coming out here from Li Ming, but they're not being able to poke down their opponents as much as they want to.
I think it's in part Astrobroth's positioning. He is able to get out in front of Li Ming before the orbs can travel too far. But these past couple engagements have been kind of awkward. It's not like teams have been able to like position themselves in a 5v5 and kind of go in formation. They're kind of coming in piecemeal one at a time, and that's really playing in the nicest hands so far.
So we got the next tribute coming on up, and this is potentially a curse if we see Nice grab it. Astrobroth coming in here, trying to be aggressive. Let's throw down that nice little slam, and it looks like that's going to be a Blades in to grasp. Ooh, Rich Hero is really kind of costing the team a lot. Every single time he's trying to go really far forward, but when you don't really have a whole bunch of warriors to go with that thrall, if he's a little bit too far forward, he's easily kind of picked up, and that's exactly what we're seeing Nice do every single game. All right, thrall, there he is.
I mean, I'm generally concerned about having a solo warrior with no stun. They really need to hit their heroics to get value out of that sanctification. Hyun being targeted. He is able to get out of there. Detainment strike. Body blocks Zugrug into the boards. He goes down. Can he get any value out of this explosion? Not able to get a kill.
They're going straight for a keep. No fear.
Be aggressive. They are wasting no time going for this middle keep. Astrobroth zoning out. And during a curse, when this isn't doing any damage at all, why not? Just go ahead and back out. Nice are looking really good right now.
Yeah, I mean, Mfu and Kawaii Rice stayed in the top and bottom lanes. I'm not exactly sure on that call. That allowed for Nice to really be aggressive there. They knew that they weren't going to get pressured by 5 heroes. They knew the heroics were not grabbed. They tried to go for the soak, and that's a smart decision, but unfortunately that cost them a keep.
Yeah, I mean, it had to come at a surprise to the members of Red Team. They were like, all right, we'll probably lose a couple of forts off of this. Not a big deal. Oh, wait, we lost our middle. Keep? Oh. Hyun does some poking. Zugrug is in position to help out. Sanctification goes down. Sundering as well. Here's the engagement that they're looking for. They could take this one, Sham.
They could. Zugrug takes all the damage, is able to go down, but there is, of course, the damage coming in from his blast, and that's going to take down Kerrigan. It doesn't matter. Mfu still falls. Rich Hero looking for the engagement here. Astrobroth really low, and this is actually a really good engagement for them. Oh my god, the Arcane Orb does not quite connect. That could have been an immediate reset.
The subsequent slow is going to be enough. Merlin's not able to get away. What was really dirty about that Sham 2? The explosion from Tyrael did a ton of damage to Kerrigan, but then it activated the boss who walked over and hit Kerrigan with a flush uppercut for them to take down. And then he just went back. He's like, all right, my job's done.
That was really kind of cute. Yeah, you're right. I laughed at that too, just like the boss was the one who actually killed Kerrigan. And that's going to allow them enough time to kind of grab the map control so that they can get this boss, and they can potentially go and run up to the top boss and go for that as well. We can already see that Nice is trying to grab that before the response from Red Team, and they will be able to do that as well. And that actually is going to net them a lot more, because that top 4 is basically dead.
Yeah, I mean, the rotation wasn't there. Actually, on the side of Nice, they have a lot of siege damage. So they were able to burn that down before Red Team could really have a say. But this siege camp is going to be up for contest. But Elheim actually backs up, gives up the siege camp. But now they're here, overextended. Perfect situation for Hyun to deal out a bunch of damage. But rest of the members are here. They weren't able to get a kill off of that.
Yeah, they played that a little bit kind of safe. I think they definitely could have jumped in on that and been able to take out Elohim, but I think they were really afraid of where the rest of the team was. But I think on the minimap, they would have been able to get shown from that top fort going down. I don't know. It was a really weird situation that Nice was trying to be aggressive.
Nice sundering, parting the seas. Kerrigan, if you've seen her, alert the authorities. She's gone. One of the Rain of Vengeance stacks goes out, locking down members for the moment. Chase is on. Astrobroth trying to back away. He remembers what this is like. Getting slowed down by Lunar while he's trying to escape. Hits the dwarf toss, orb in the back, throws out the stun, continues to harass, gets the kill.
really good play coming out here. That's what I was saying. Like, once they get these team fights going in their favor, red team's got a really great team fight. It just has to go down perfectly. We've seen this happen twice now. And I'm really hoping that now that we've hit the level 10 talent tier, that red team's going to have that ability to really contest this game.
Not too shabby. Red team rallying back. Their boss was able to push the bottom lane uncontested. So it got the whole bottom keep wall, a potential win condition there available to them. But it's 8 takedowns to 4. Nice have been looking strong. Value early out of this keep has catapults walking up to the core. So they still have to do a lot of babysitting in this mid lane.
Yeah, that's going to be, of course, just that's going to be such an issue for them, right? Like, that's always what happens when you lose that keep, and that's like one of the mottos that I always like to say when I'm casting. It's like, well, you're fine until you lose a keep. They lost the keep really early, so even though they're taking these fights really well, that middle lane is always going to be a burden.
Level 15 for both teams. To the credit of red team, they have been able to keep up an experience overall, being down takedowns and structures. So the soak has been there. Orb goes in, doesn't hit anyone. All 5 members of Nice here in the mid lane. I think it's just going to be a race for 16 for now, though.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I think this is where both these teams are going to play a little bit more passive-aggressively. And you can already see this. Like, nobody's really going for a fight. Astabroth is trying to be a ward, but he's not. You can see the rest of the team's not really kind of rallying around him for a team fight. They're just like, just keep them at bay.
And some value again had by Nice. They're able to pick up this tribute without any sort of contest, because if it became a prolonged fight, the mid lane was pushed up enough to where they would have to worry about their cores.
Yeah, this is this is where I think red team needs to take this fight. As soon as they get that level 16, they need to fight and win. But it's good job that they're just constantly staying in this middle lane. And that's what's the great thing about when your keep in the middle lane goes down, is that it's very easy to hold that lane. Because you generally want to be in the mid lane anyway. It allows for the most mobility. But if you lose the top or bot lane, then you have to go out of your way to go try and handle that.
It's a really good point. And also, you don't want to deal with catapults and a boss, potentially. Yeah. So, something of a blessing in disguise. Level 16 is here now. This is going to be a big moment for red team. I feel like they need to take a team fight here decisively if they're going to try to force out a game 3.
But at the same time, this is a really good time for Team Nice to really just kind of delay this, but not fight. If they can soft engage this, they keep this tribute in play for a long time, they've got the bottom siege giants that are pushing in. This is a really good point for them to just kind of slow engage, not really hard engage until they see an absolutely amazing point. But LZ Gamer taking a little bit of damage here.
They do have double support, so they have that going for them as well. They got sustained for days on paper. Zugrug out front using his shield, trying to allow Lunar and Li Ming to step forward and start poking down the members of Nice. The Holy Ground misses. Legend is able to get out of there. So that could have been a good moment. If Psychic was stuck on the other, or Legend stuck on the other side of that, that could have been rough.
All right, but here comes the hard engage. They know they can't wait for that much longer, and they go for it. They do a lot of damage. Sanctification nullifying a lot of damage, but not enough. We see Li Ming and Empty going down as well. Zugrug now trying to get out of here, but taking too much damage. And this actually might be game, but we've got 3 members down for 30 seconds. We see all of the members here for Team Nice running over to the top lane. This is going for keep. This is going for 4.
Looks like they're just going to go get this top keep. I feel like they could go for core right now. The safe play would be to get the top keep and then go back and get the boss. But they're ready to get out of here. They're hungry. They got to go get dinner. So they're jumping in right now.
And they're going to turn around onto Rich Hero, and that's going to be one more death onto Rich Hero. Definitely not the most enthralling play coming out here from him today.
8.
But the core, they back up. Took too long.
His death was not in vain. I mean, you got to be a little frustrated if you're Rich Hero right now, right? Like, he's been getting worked like a piñata all game. He steps out front, and they pummel him before he has much to say about anything. When Sanctification is on cooldown, he's the target.
He is, and it's got frustrating. I know I've had games where I'm Thrall and I'm just like the the giant pinata for my team, and I'm perfectly, sometimes it leads to a good victory because everybody pays attention to me instead of the rest of my team.
I mean, it's been tough. It's certainly been tough. You're going to see the orb go across. I think this would be a way for Nice to lose this game, trying to force this boss issue in the bottom left corner. Wisp rotates around, spots LZ Gamer. It's going to continue to follow him. Gets busted up. Might be sniffing out the top boss. Looks like curse or not, red team are just going to go for this boss. That's not really the best trade for him, I feel like.
It's not, actually, and what's really awkward here is that as long as Astaroth keeps them stuck here, the longer that middle lane pushes in and does more damage. So I think they could have stalled that a little bit more and possibly let their catapults do a little bit more core damage. But they at least pick up their top boss, and I think they might just push along with that. But no, I think they're just going to have to go and defend. Oh, I'm not sure. What are they doing here?
I mean, this is a big moment. These are moments where you learn about how a team plays Heroes of the Storm. Because a defensive-minded team would say, all right, we're just going to trade bosses. We could go in the game, but no, let's just go back, preserve our bottom keep. But Nice are like, no, we are going to try to close this out, and that's actually a big benefit to Red
Close.
Team, because if they win this decisively, they still might be able to pull this game out.
Oh, they go for the Grasping Blades onto Rich Hero. They also get the Rain of Vengeance. He goes down. The boss and the Giants are pushing in the top keep. Meanwhile, the rest of Team Nice are trying to force around the issue of the core as well. The more that Red Team ignores that boss, the more of a burden it's going to become in a couple of seconds. And already we can see that boss now starting to push in here. A lot of damage going down to Tyrell. He does get eliminated. And this is where Team Nice looks like they're going to be able to clinch out this series.
LZ Gamer with the clutch technical ability uses 7-sided strike to avoid the Tyrell explosion. Lunara gets blown up trying to hop away. Mfu has to use Ice Block, puts himself in a rough spot. That's the ball game.
That is the game indeed. GG's getting thrown out there by Rich Hero, and that's going to be Team Nice going on forward to day number 2.
That's what I love about aggressive Heroes of the Storm, man. Like I said, a more passive